Kelly, I'm thinking of a scheme.
What kind of a scheme?
I need to know how I can look like I'm worth millions, but I've got pride working against me.
Okay, so why do we need to look like this?
Every day when I leave work, I drive down Shelbyville Road and pass by Oxmoor Hyundai there on the right, and I see this orange Porsche sitting there beckoning me. Now,
hey, big boy.
To give you a little bit of background, that car has always been you've reached a level of success car for me. Like when I was a teenager, that was a car that I was like obsessed with. I loved the Porsche. And I was like, man, this thing is cool.
When I get to be a big boy and I get a big boy job, I'm going to buy one of those.
Yeah, someday I'm going to get a Porsche. Right. But, marriage, 3 kids. I got 2 in college. And now I'm like, well, maybe I don't need a Porsche. But still, it's the...
Well, no one needs a Porsche. Let's set that straight. No one needs a Porsche. You want a Porsche.
Right. So... It's like it beckons me every single time I drive by it there on Shelbyville Road. I just kind of look at it, and I've even mentioned something to my wife. I'm like, hey, have you seen that Porsche that's sitting out there?
Just testing the waters to see if she says, we're going to take it for a test drive, hon.
Right, just kind of like going, hey, have you seen that Porsche out there?
Yeah, that's pretty. Why don't you go take it for a test drive?
And it's like I look it up on the internet, and I'm like, yeah, way out of my price range.
What is? I'm curious. What's the price of those?
Well, I think the one that I was looking at is like $96,000 or something like that. So yeah, not going to be something that I'm going to buy. But here's my scheme.
What's the payment plan like on
this?
That?
Is what I'm getting at, Kelly.
Okay, all right.
I just want to test drive it, but I have no intention of actually buying it.
Oh, they love that at the car dealership. They love that.
I know. This is my thing, Kelly.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Would I help you waste the time of the fine people working at the car dealership?
Or if anybody within the sound of my voice works at a car dealership and knows that this is something that happens, is this frowned upon? Do I need to look like I can afford a car like this in order for you to let me test drive it? And then it's like, what do we got to do to put you in this baby? And
here's what you do. You put on your best blazer, right? You put some khakis on. Do you have a briefcase? Carry a briefcase. Make it look like you just come from work.
Like, yes,
from your high-powered baker job.
Yes, I'm flying in from Chicago, and I just need a get-around car.
I just driving by, I saw that little
I have a budget of $100,000. Can you get me in this car? Yeah, so I have no intention of buying this car, but you need
$1 million makeover just so you can walk in there and ask for a test drive. That's what we're looking for?
Is that wrong?
Yes.
Is it wrong to want to test drive a car that I have no intention of buying?
First of all, it makes me nervous. Doesn't it make you nervous? Like, what if something happens when you're taking your little test drive joyride? And then, like, some sort of accident happens. And then is that you break it, you buy it kind of a situation? I'm sure they have insurance for that. But is that, I don't know. I wouldn't, makes me nervous.
Haley says, my brother literally does this all the time. Does your brother have, does he have retractable pride that he can just say, you know what? I know I'm not going to afford this. Hey, let's just go and test drive this.
Is he starting to get a reputation around all the dealerships? Like, how often? I feel like.
But this is where, my pride is that I want to be able to afford it. Sure. And I want to be able to test drive it legitimately thinking, well, it doesn't corner like I would like it to.
You're going to come up with an excuse as to why, now I'm going to pass on it because it's not exactly what I was looking for.
The color is just not right.
The color, no, you can't go with the color. It has to be something about the performance. You know what? It just doesn't feel right.
So does my scheme need to be when I go there?
You have to have an air of confidence. Like, I deserve to
Now-
be here. I have every right to drive that pricey car. Yes, sir.
Kind of like a print or the Pretty Woman scenario.
Yes, I have money to spend in here. Yes, absolutely.
Where I need to walk
That
in
attitude.
like a hooker off the street going,
Not exactly
listen,
no,
I have
you're
money to spend here.
a well-dressed person. Yes, she was wearing a great outfit at the time.
Now so my dad had a theory when buying cars is that he would go dressed down. He wouldn't dress up in a jacket and a
Because
tie.
then you couldn't haggle as much.
And exactly. He would
Yeah.
look like he wasn't worth a lot. And then it's like, I just want to spend the last of my tuppence to buy this luxury sports car. To buy this luxury sports car. So I'm going to need you to give me a break on the 96,000 and cut
They
me
don't
down
do
to
a
about
lot of breaks on those.
And if you could knock about 70 off the price.
Knock 70,000 off.
Then,
if you could come down,
then,
I think maybe we could come together on the price.
We could talk about it. So, anyways, that's my scheme, and I just need to know how I can look like I'm worth millions. And is it so deceitful to go and test drive a car when you literally have no intention of buying it?
Right. You know what? But my husband uses this scenario a lot to kind of explain to his sellers, when they want this really big price for their house, but it's kind of not what the market is telling them it's worth. He's just like, you know what? I want to go buy a Mercedes for $20,000, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
Right.
Okay. So
I
are we
just
doing that today? Are you going to do the test drive today?
I don't have time to do it today. I mean, we got to go.
you're wearing a button-down shirt.
Okay, right.
I feel like you're off to a good start.
I'm off to a good start.
It's middle of the road. It's not like I'm super over the top pretentious, throwing money in your face, but you're kind of like an unassuming, everyday
Kelly,
man.
if
too.
I go there today and saunter onto the lot and go, I'm just thinking about this car right here, they're gonna know.
Yes,
they're gonna know.
You're gonna need someone to follow
I'm
you
gonna
and get it on video.
I'm gonna need to give it a little bit of time before I go there.
Today,
because if I go today, it'll literally be like, hey, I know what
We're
you're
all
doing.
invested now. Listen, we give everybody else in group therapy a day's notice. Say, listen, we're going to need a follow-up tomorrow. We need a follow-up from you tomorrow. It needs to happen today. Someone's got to follow it and get it on video because I need to see the interaction from hiding in the bushes. I need to see it.
Well, that would be you, Kelly. All right. So anyways, I'll let you know what I end up doing. But I just needed the scheme, and I thought I'd come to you to see if it's...
We need you all to do that now. We need you to test drive the orange Porsche, and we need it on video.
Okay.
You've set yourself up for this whole thing.
Okay. All right.
It needs to happen.
All right. And by the way, if Porsche wants to endorse, if they need an endorser, I'm available.